everybody. We'll do a quick intro. Today we're going to get into the Benchmade knives controversy. And of course, the Jussie Smollett saga continues. And we'll get into some of that, and we're going to get into a couple other things. We had a fun little one last night talking about bug out bags. It's a little tongue-in-cheek. But I want to thank everybody. I want to thank the sponsors. Kenzies Optics, Taurus USA, Riton Optics, and of course Crossbreed Holsters. Can't thank those guys enough. Please take a minute to like and subscribe. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Please take a minute to comment and tag, like and subscribe. Support us on iTunes and Podbean and anywhere else. I appreciate it when you guys do. It means a lot. So please support us there. Anywhere you can make a download, anywhere you can share, it means a ton. So to all you guys that have continuously liked and shared and commented and tagged, we really appreciate it. It doesn't go unnoticed. So when you do that stuff, it's helpful to the podcast, it's helpful to the YouTube, it's helpful to the lives, and it means the world to me. So when you do it and I see it, I want you to know that I appreciate it. So please take a minute to do those things. A little comment, a little share goes a long way. It means a ton. So thank you. Moving on. We are going to put the Instagram on. I want to thank, on a side note, Condition 1 Cases for donating a case last night. Really appreciate those guys. And they were kind enough to donate and really just support, not really looking for anything. They just watched the show, just were supportive of the show, and that means a lot when that stuff happens. So, you know, I can't thank them enough. You know, that's super kind of them. Take a minute to thank them. Anytime that stuff, you know, happens, you know, it's huge. I know we're going to discuss some controversial stuff. We're going to get into some of that. And we're going to pop on some of the different platforms now. I'm going to set all that up. I have everything keyed in on YouTube. And we will be good to go. Let me just plug in that, and we are golden. So hopefully everyone's having a good day, a good week, getting close to wrapping the week up, so it should be pretty productive. Let's see if I can get this kind of dialed in. So we should be good. All right. So I got all my contraptions, my recorders, everything going. Everything's all dialed in. So we should be ready to rock and roll. We're going to start off with the Benchmade knives deal. I want to get into the Benchmade knives situation. And anybody's welcome to chime in. I want to talk about that. The Benchmade knives thing has made a ton of news and a ton of, you know, I guess you'd call it insight. What's up, Cassie? What's up, guys? What's up, Dima? So the Benchmade knives thing, everyone is like, Benchmade knives supposedly got guns from the local Oregonian PD, whatever PD it was, that were slated for destruction. And this is how stupid the department social media gurus were. The department social media gurus decided it was in the best interest to... We're going to get to that, Cassie. I don't put entirely all the blame on them. The Oregon Police Department decided to post a video or a photo of the Benchmade people destroying the guns. In police department's infinite wisdom, They should really, really start vetting their social media people and their PIO people. I'm not saying that as a knock, but like some stuff just shouldn't make the news. That's one. That's number one. And I don't think a person will argue that. Do guns get destroyed? All the time. All the time. At gun companies, lowers get cut in half. That happens all the time. Newsflash. Everywhere. I don't know the nature of these ones, the turn-ins, the repossessions, all of that. They could have easily been sold back to stores. Of course. Of course. Of course. Okay? Which is what they should have explored from the get-go. But they never should have published a picture. Benchmade should have said, no, Cassie, I don't disagree with that. And Benchmade should have taken a better stand to make it known that they didn't want any photos or any publication because of it. I don't get what they were trying to accomplish with the photos. It doesn't make any sense. I don't get that. No. Semi-auto, I didn't see that. I've never even heard of Bear Creek Arsenal. Someone else brought them up to me. I've never heard of them. Are they even like a real company? You know, if you get a chance, head over to YouTube, tap thumbs up, and share. But I want to stay on this topic of Benchmade. So is it a big deal? And how big of a deal is it? How big? I don't know. I don't know how big of a deal it is. I have no idea. I don't know all the particulars. I was getting it in as it kind of came about. I don't know every little in and out about them. But it's a really big deal because guns and knives go hand in hand. That's not good enough for me. I just want someone to explain to me why it's a big deal. If they were going to get destroyed no matter what, and that was the policy, yes, they should have said no. I'll buy that. But someone has to explain it to me. I need someone to explain it to me as if I'm 5 years old. Because this is kind of what I'm talking about outrage mobs and about people going into panic mode and fuck that company, I'm not going to buy their knife, fuck them. Maybe they were doing it with good intentions. Maybe they were just trying to help the department out. Maybe their intentions were good. Yeah, but who cares if 90% of gun owners carry a knife as an EDC? Like, who gives a shit? Who cares? 99% of people that carry a gun will never fucking use it. And 90% of that 99% will never be trained to use it. I want to talk about why we have to be outraged about it. That's what I want to get to. So I want to strip it away, Cass, for a second. I want to strip it away. And I want to ask why we have to be outraged about it. What is so outrageous about it? And I want to have an educated adult conversation about it. I want to get to the bottom of why we have to be hysterical and never buy knives from them again. They came out with a statement. Has anyone cared to read the statement? I don't know that anybody has. Well, what was funny is somebody actually commented under it. So I'm going to read the statement that they came out with. I'm going to read it, and let's see if people want to absorb it, accept it, or whatever. Yeah, but that doesn't make them not 2A, Cassie. It doesn't make them not pro 2A. So here's their official statement, if you can breathe for a second and listen. We apologize for the confusion that concerns the post created. These were firearms that the Oregon City Police Department had to destroy in alignment with their policies. Oregon City Police requested the use... I don't know why I can't read the rest. Requested the use of specialty equipment within the Benchmade facility to follow these requirements, and as supporting partner of our local police force, we obliged the request. Benchmade is proud and unwavering in both law enforcement and Second Amendment rights. We are committed to not take this lightly and continue to support them in the future as well. When asked for clarity from Oregon City Police Department, Chief Jim Ban made the following statement. When property is to be destroyed, it is the policy of the Oregon City Police Department to destroy properly, including firearms, in accordance with our procedure and OARs. The Oregon City Police Department does not sell firearms. So why do we have to have an outrage mob about it? That's the short version. They destroyed them because it was part of their policy. I'm not forming an opinion, guys. I'm not forming an opinion. I just am getting very sick and tired of the way social media is, and everybody has to be outraged about something. And this is the exact bullshit that leads to people staging fucking crimes to get attention. You know, you get a comment under there about F1. F1 commented under there. You know, everybody wants to get in. Other people, Listen, it's fine if you want to call bullshit. It's. I don't disagree. You know, I don't disagree. Well, it seems like they destroy him if they were used in crimes. What else could they do with him? Now I agree. Now I agree that it gets dicey. I agree, guys. It doesn't mean they don't support the 2A community, though, Cass. You're going like a little to the extreme. This decision was probably made by some guy at Benchmade who just said, hey, the cops have to borrow a piece of equipment in the shop. And he let him borrow a piece of equipment. You know, they could recast the metal. You know, that's the whole thing. Now, I'll agree with anybody who says they probably shouldn't have done it. But what I do get sick and tired of on the internet is the condemning. The condemning. Everybody's so quick to like, let's condemn this person. Let's stone them. This is what the internet's coming to. Like, this is what it's coming to. Outrage mobs. Everybody wants to be outraged. You know, everybody has to be outraged. You know, and I don't fucking get it. I don't get it. I don't understand, like, the thirst and desire for people to just be, like, you know, constantly outraged. You know? I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. So, you know, somebody says here, it makes them feel good about themselves to make them out to be the good guys. Yeah, I mean, look, there's fault on all sides. It doesn't matter. They don't support the 2A. It just means they weren't going to sell the guns used in crimes. I wouldn't want firearms used in a crime, would you? It's a great point, Semi-Auto. It's a great point. I don't necessarily have an opinion on it, guys. What I just get tired of seeing is like you take the Benchmade post today. Okay? It has 15,000 likes or whatever it has. 15,000 likes. And like 4 million comments, right? And it's like, I'm sure like it's all hateful shit. 6,000 hateful comments. And it doesn't mean they don't support the 2A. It was a policy put together by the department. Now, we can have the debate all day long. Should they have said no? All day long we can have the debate. But this whole like cultural movement, whether it's in social media or just in general, of like, it's like when Donald Trump was getting elected, he used to talk about stuff like this. He's like, people like to take a little snippet of what somebody says over here, a snippet of what somebody says over here, smash it together and form a narrative. Instantly everybody runs around to, let's get Benchmade. Let's get Benchmade. Let's get them. It doesn't mean they don't support 2A. At all. It might have been a questionable decision to do it, but it does not mean they don't support the 2A movement. And I'm not rushing to white knight them, but we live in the craziest time of like, almost like this like lynch mob mentality of like, now we got to go to their page and we have to hate. Semi-Auto Kid, it's out of control. To me, it's out of control. It's out of control. And if you notice, Joe Rogan's been talking about this. Everybody's been talking about it. And this is the exact stuff. Cassie, everybody donates to Democrats. Wake up. It's called buying influence. Everybody donates to Democrats. Especially if you live in a state that you have to. Doesn't necessarily mean there are Democrats that are pro-gun. There's a lot of them. I mean, you can pick them apart if you want. But if you're picking them apart, just don't buy the knife. Just don't buy the knife. I'll support you. I'll love you, Cassie, either way. But it's this mob mentality. Yeah, I mean, it's like, get the pitchforks, get the torches, get the tiki torches. Let's go. And this is the exact behavior and the attention that we give things that proliferates this desire, and we'll get into the Jussie Smollett thing, and I'm sure that'll be a heated debate. But people get crazy. Let's go over there. Let's get them. When in all actuality, what probably happened, guys, if we're all being real, the police department probably called down to them, because it's a small company. It's not a huge company. Police department probably called down to them and said, hey, can we borrow a machine, whatever? Yeah, sure, come down. Never knew they were going to, it wasn't supposed to be a big thing. They reacted to what had to be done, whether they said yes or no. It's not like it was illegal that they allowed it. People should stop overreacting, making issues out of something. But Jane, this is the world we live in. If your issue isn't a big deal, if you can't make a big deal out of something, this is the social media mob mentality. Everybody wants what's on their mind to be a big deal. It's a big deal. You have companies, you have notable companies on there commenting. Everything becomes a big deal. It becomes mob mentality. And I don't agree with it. Now, whether or not Benchmade, it was a questionable decision for them to agree to it, it doesn't make them anti-2A. It doesn't make them anti-supportive. It doesn't make them any of those things. Then there you go. No, and that's simple, Cassie. Cassie, that's the best answer. Hey, look, I don't agree with them. You know, they should have said no. I don't agree with that policy. I'm not going to go buy their stuff. Will I second guess buying their stuff? Probably. I don't buy a lot of knives. You know, I'm a big Tops knives guy. I like Microtech. But that's what I like. But I don't think what I'm getting at is we're in a culture, guys. We're in a culture right now. And we're in a cultural bind. And we're going to stem this into the Jussie thing. Yeah, I mean, Scotty, you're exactly right. This is a cultural thing where everybody has to overreact. Everything's a big deal. Everything's a big deal. Well, let me clue you guys in on something. Because at first people made, hey, President Trump, he's had a couple wives. He's done this. You know, this is a big deal. Let me clue you in on something. Kennedy cheated on his wife. Fact. Okay? He wasn't the most savory person. Fact. Okay? Let me clue you in on a few more things. Okay? I'm sure if you peel back the layers of a lot of these gun companies, there's not a lot of kosher stuff. I don't think that's a secret. Okay? Fact. But we live and we function right now where people just are looking around, gritting their teeth like, where can I get somebody? Let's get them. Let's get them. We're going to get them and we're going to show them. And I've been talking about this, and Scotty knows what I'm talking about. I've been talking about this with a few people. And if you look in my stories, I've posted a few clips of this. Okay? It's really scary. I got a message from a couple high-profile accounts. Okay? You had a few side chicks, I'm sure. A couple high-profile accounts when I posted that Joe Rogan clip. But it's a mob mentality, guys. It's a let's get 'em. And even if it's not right, it doesn't matter because we're the mob and we're going to get the tiki torches and we're going to get the gasoline and we're going to get them. And it's going to take people putting their foot down a little bit and saying, you know what? Who gives a fuck? You know, Cassie, you said it the best. I'm not going to buy their stuff. Simple. I don't need to go on a big political rant. You don't want to buy their stuff, don't buy it. You know, like when I was a kid, you know, we used to go to corner stores. We used to go to these little corner stores when I grew up in Boston. I grew up in the neighborhoods. You know, too soon for the tiki torches. But, you know, I used to go to these little corner stores. We're going to get into the Jussie Smollett thing. And once in a while, there was always one that had like that scary owner. You know what I mean? That scary Italian owner that you don't want to go near him. And we just didn't go to that store. Now, today, I'm going to tell you how it's done in 2019. People got to write a review. They got to write a blog. They got to post about it. They got to pass the old timer in the street like he's not even there. And they're gonna tell rumors about him. I heard he kidnaps kids in there. I heard he steals them. This is the world we live in. This is the world. This is the world we live in today. It's a mob mentality, guys. It's insane. It's honestly insane. And when you look at it, it's like everybody's out to get somebody. Let's get them. Let's get them. It makes no sense. And people who commented or who took the time to comment, they should be embarrassed. So you mean to tell me that, let me ask you guys a question. Helping a police department or following a police department's policy, you think that's the first time any gun company has ever done something like that? You think that's the first time? You think a gun company has never cut a lower in half? You guys would all be in for a rude awakening. You can't do that, and you can't cut guns, and you can't do that. It started with participation trophies, FL Matter. You're not wrong, bro. You're not wrong. I wish I wasn't this way, but I understand people are sick of 2A rights being infringed, so they lash out and took it personally. This is just my personal opinion. Don't crucify me. Oh, Cassie, I'm not. I'm picking on you a little bit, but I know you can take it. I'm not at all. I love you. I know where your heart is. I know you don't mean it with malice. And there's a difference. We all know the difference. But this is what I talk about the community eating its own. This is what I mean about the community having these reactions. And then people come out with statements, and they come out with a statement, and the statement is like, hey, look, we were just helping a department out. Our bad. We'll never, I guarantee you they'll never do it again. I guarantee you they'll never do it again. What's up, Action Targets? But the point is, we just live in an era, guys, where the whole tiki torch and burn the world down mentality, it's gotten a little crazy. It's gotten a little crazy. And I think people need to really relax. Like, first it's Yeti coolers, then it's this, then it's that, and everybody's just looking around, looking for the next person to get. Let's get him. Let's get him. And now we're going to get into the Jussie Smollett thing, in a minute, but I just want to say to Benchmade, I want to give an official statement, okay? I don't think they'll ever do that again. I believe that they were probably just helping out a department. Okay? And I think whoever made that decision took a lot of heat. Okay? And they might even have gotten fired. Somebody might have lost their job over it. Not saying that's wrong. But it was definitely a bad PR decision for the police department to post a picture of that. For what reason? To what end? That's why some of these PIOs and some of these people, it's really, come on. Come on, And I know a lot of PIOs at departments. Come on. Let's think it through here. But the point of the story is, guys, the moral of the story is we got to use we have to have adult conversations. We have to. We have to have adult conversations. And if we're not having adult conversations about this stuff, I'd love for you to chime in, Renee, on it. I know you'll have an opinion. You're welcome to come on. I don't want to force you. I'd love to have someone's opinion on this before we close the book on it. I'd love to get a company's, you don't have to get specific, but... And if you guys take a minute and you head over to YouTube, tap thumbs up and share, please tap some hearts and tap the paper airplane and invite people in. I appreciate it. I appreciate it when you do. But if you think this is the first time a gun company or somebody has done something can be viewed in a certain way, it's not like they went all Nazi Germany and went and seized the firearms for the PT and they got paid to destroy them. Absolutely, Scotty. Absolutely. I'm just, and guys, what I'm getting at, I'm not condoning or not condoning, and I'm not getting into any of that. And I don't think Renee would either. I think what I'm trying to say is we have to stop with this mob mentality. Like, let's all direct our energy over here and attack. Let's go over here and let's attack. Let's get them. Let's get them. Because it's crazy. I wrote some stuff down I'm going to read to you guys. And one of these will make sense. And one, Scott will understand one. People generally believe that as long as the mob is attacking other people, they're not going to attack me. Okay? And unbeknownst to me, to the Benchmade thing, I had put this in my story. Okay? And I just, I want people...
But there are certain people that are very flawed individuals that look to find people and attack them to take away some of the spotlight on their own flaws.
Absolutely.
This is a thing. This is a big part of virtue signaling, right? Like a big part of going after people in outrage mobs. As long as the mob is attacking someone else, they're not attacking you.
It's like a mob mentality. Let's go get them. They can't get a pass. I don't chew anymore. I'm on the coffee grinds. But yeah, you're right. It's a mob mentality, guys, and it's reaching a fever pitch. It's reaching a fever pitch, especially in the gun industry. Renee, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'd love to have you on to talk about it, if you're open to it, if you want to. I don't know if it's dinner time where you are or what you got going on, but it's reaching a fever pitch, guys. It's reaching a fever pitch around the gun industry. I got some people that actually watch now and pay attention and are watching the YouTube and paying attention and support this, but it's got to stop. It's got to tone down a click. This whole mentality, it's exhausting. Who's next? It's almost like the mob is walking around like Bill Goldberg. Who's next? Let's get somebody else. Let's go get this one. Let's go get that one. It's coming to a head, guys. And at some point, whether it's the 10 of you in here or the 10 in YouTube or whatever, or the few hundred people that'll see this, you got to step up and be like, no. Like, come on. Hey, you don't want to go buy the knife? Don't go buy the knife. You don't want to buy it? Don't buy it. Don't buy the knife. But, it's people have to wait. And part of the reason why not waiting for all the facts to come out and not waiting for the situation to play itself out, it leads us to the Jussie Smollett thing. And here's where we are. Now, this guy gets taken into custody. Okay? And it's gone further than I think all of us thought it would go. But this is a big deal. And I know 221B Tactical went live earlier and he talked about it, and a few other people have gone live. I know John Burke's probably gonna. But there's a lot of people that are going to be chiming in on this, that are going to be having a lot to say about this situation. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, this is a sign. This is a sign of people and what they feel they need to do for attention. And what they feel they need to do to get ahead. And this is what I'm talking about, Caldy. Like, people need to wait. It's a huge deal. Yeah, but I don't think, by and large, see, now people are going to pause. I want people to say, like, people really need to give things a moment to breathe. Give things a minute to breathe before they jump in and have something to say. It's almost as if everybody wants to chime in to be heard. Okay? Oh, and those people will have to redact those statements and all that. But it's not political. It's not politically driven. This guy felt he needed to do this to get the proper attention. To get the proper air cover. Okay? This is what he felt he had to do. Okay? And it's not right. It's not the way to do things. Okay? Because all he did was weaken a community himself. He wasn't happy with his $1 million pay, and he felt, you know what, if I do this or I'll jump on this bandwagon, I'll say this. It's really scary. And I think it's scarier than people will understand, but the fallout will pave the way. I think there'll be a lot of fallout from this. I think it'll keep happening. And I think in the end, you know, not only has the truth come out, you know, we always say the truth will come out. The truth is coming out. But I think time dictates truth too. You know? You'll get to the motive behind it. He felt like he deserved more attention than he was getting. Some are saying that it wasn't him that did this, that the show is the one who set this whole thing up, and that he thought it was real the whole time. I don't know about that, but it's something to think about. Of course. Of course, they're all things to think about. Of course. Thank you guys on YouTube for tapping thumbs up and chiming in. Daryl says, I don't know if it's the mob, it's just quick emotional reactions, but that proliferates the mob. And that feeds the mob. But I'm telling you, this mob mentality, you know, part of being an adult as you grow older and as you kind of start to analyze things more, you have to take a minute to kind of sit back and just kind of digest the information. And say, I don't know about that. I don't know. But all of a sudden we went back to believing the news. You know, I don't know. I mean, just from the jump street, when you look at it, the story sounded crazy from the start. You know? You're in one of the most democratic states in the country. And somebody went to the lengths they went to. You know, he like staged the perfect crime. I said earlier to somebody, I said it's almost like this guy went to the track and he was trying to hit the quinilla. You know, he had a lynching, a race crime, a hate crime, this. He was going for it all. He could be innocent. He could be innocent. I don't think that he is, because there's too much tying him to it, semi-auto. There's too many things tying him into it. So he's involved on some level. I don't doubt that what could come out is they were saying the producer or the agent was on the phone with him. There's something, and I said this the other day, if you remember, there was something fishy there with him on the phone with the producer or the agent. And I said if they start getting into seasoned phones, there'll be that. So, yeah. We'll see. We'll see what comes out. But here's a guy who was making $1 million. $1 million. And it's boiled down to a publicity stunt. Super trifecta, exactly. Trying to hit the quinilla. But it's crazy. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. It's a sign of the times. Yeah. It's just part of being an adult. You can approach different scenarios. Sure. Sure. You know? I just think people need to take a step back sometimes and look at situations objectively and look at situations with a clear head. Okay? You know, give people the benefit of the doubt. Relax. You don't have to have the mob mentality. We don't have to go to Benchmade with pitchforks and knives and torches. Everybody wants to control the mob. And it's funny, in a community, what I find hilarious about it, in a community that everybody talks about not being sheep. Don't be sheep. Don't be sheep. Yet sometimes we're the biggest sheep. But we're still sheep. We're like armed sheep. We have guns in our fur. But we're still sheep. Let's go over here and let's get them. Does anyone think for themselves? I saw a meme. I saw a picture. Let's go get them. Yeah, let's go get them today. Bah. I mean, seriously. You know? If you take a minute, guys, tap hearts, tap share, please. I want to thank Condition 1 Cases for donating a case last night we gave away. Big thank you to them. And I want to take a minute and I want to thank all the sponsors. Riton Optics, Kenzies Optics, Crossbreed Holsters, and of course, Taurus USA. Thank you guys for helping put on the show. If you guys take a minute, tap some hearts, share this live. But I got to tell you, brothers and sisters, it's getting old. Does anybody think for themselves anymore? Does anyone, you know? Don't make permanent decisions on temporary feelings. That's well said. But just get out of this mindset of like, let's go and let's attack. Let's go right now and let's attack. Let's get them. It's a shit way to live. But we're in a community where everybody prides themselves on not being sheep and being a sheep dog. Yet everybody's a sheep. Well, they said, let's go get him. Let's go get him. And who's proliferating all this? Where does it come from? The news? We're the first people to say fake news. Fake news. I'm still not taking my Griptilian Mini out of my watch pocket, regardless of the outcome. Oh, Woburn, Mass. All right. Got love for Woburn. BCG Media, John drives trucks in Woburn all the time. He's still there. Someday I'll be back. I'll be back. I miss home. I miss Boston a lot. Hey, John, did you see the new AR-15 platform? They changed the trigger to a thumb trigger. The trigger is in the back of the lower on top of the grip. Nah, bro, I'm not there. Mentally. I'm just not there. What's up, Arnold Classic champion? I'm not ready for these funky designs. I'm just not ready. I buy my guns at Four Seasons in Woburn. Four Seasons is a classic. I liked shopping there. You have to like take a number. It was like a cold cut factory. It's amazing that gun stores even survive anymore in Massachusetts. It blows my mind. I would not live there. Go over the border to New Hampshire. I'll never live in Massachusetts again. Yeah, Carl's. Carl don't need your money. That place was wild back in the day, like the Wild West. But my first, I didn't buy my first gun there. I bought a gun there. I think I bought a gun there. But then I just started buying them in New Hampshire. I might have bought one there when I was in college. But I'm telling you guys, it's getting crazy out there. It's getting really crazy. You know, and I'll be honest with y'all. People got to chill. I miss a good roast beef sandwich for sure. Caldy knows I miss home a lot. I think about Boston all the time. It's a great place. It's Cradle of Liberty. Couldn't do the laws again, certainly can't do the taxes. But I do miss it. I miss it a lot. I miss the people. I miss the East Coast people. Everybody on the East Coast is just tougher. They say it's great for long term. By pressing the trigger with your thumb, it stops the bullet from swaying left or right. Regular trigger pull, it's getting crazy, homie. Yeah, I'm just not ready. You're up on this shit more than I am. I'm just not ready for that type of design. I've seen so many crazy designs. I'm just not ready for the new ones. I don't have my brain there yet. I do miss the thick skin. I do. You know, I do miss... That's the thing, Caldy. People have thicker skin back home. People can take it. It's a different mentality. It's a different mentality. It's just a different mentality. In the East Coast, people are tougher. That's a fact. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Right up and down the coast, Miami to Boston, they're just more grizzled. And that's why even in the gun industry, everybody who hangs out, it's like Texas, draw a line through Texas, east, Miami, north. The Jersey guys are a little outcast. But I'm telling you, bro, this industry, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I might give a prize away. Comment and tag on my last post. I'm asking you guys as a favor. Comment. And watch that video. Yeah, but we know we're assholes. That's the difference. I got some glasses. I got a bunch of stuff. Maybe I'll give something away later. I don't like making the shows all about giveaways. Waters the show down. But just comment and tag. Maybe I'll give something away. If you guys get a minute, throw a couple up there. So, I just want to get some of you guys' thoughts. You're all making good points tonight. I want to get some of you guys' thoughts on until I've had enough, then it's on. On this whole mentality, and you know, my thoughts are my own, but I don't think I'm the only one thinking it. You know, I listen to a lot of podcasts. If you listen to Jocko, everybody's getting soft. If you listen to Joe, he's insightful. Joe Rogan, he's talking a lot about this. We're just at a point, you know, where it's just, to me, it's become almost out of control. Everybody's like looking for somebody to get. Everybody wants to get somebody. Let's get them. Let's get them. And it's a mob mentality of like, let's point the finger over here because I don't want to point it at me. So let's point it over there. Let's point it over here. Yeah, I don't know much about the family. I've only set foot in gun stores to pick guns up. You know, I don't really bullshit in them for hours. I don't really like talking to people directly, standing there with them, if that makes any sense. Getting tired. So, yeah. But I hope everybody understands this. You don't need to go and crucify Benchmade. You don't have to do it. You don't need to go and go after people. You don't need a mob mentality. You don't need it. Everybody needs to kind of relax. Nobody's saying don't make your comment, don't say your piece. Say your piece. I've said it 100 times. Say your piece. But I just don't get this whole mob mentality. I don't understand it. It's confusing to me. And it's a little crazy. It's not going to stop anytime soon. It's not going to go away. It's not going to magically disappear. But I think it's a part of the reason why what motivates people. You know, I think this whole thing with this Jussie Smollett character, I said it last night, a lot of it stems from attention-seeking behavior. I got to get my attention. I need attention. I want attention. I'm going to get it. I want attention. Attention, attention. So, you're going to have a lot of that, guys. Let's get attention. So you have to be really careful, okay? Form an opinion. I have an opinion about Benchmade knives. I don't think Benchmade knives made a good decision. I think the police department made an even worse decision to post a picture about it. And in my opinion, whoever was behind that department's account and how that department, you know, structures its posts and what it does, if they didn't know the power of social media, they're going to learn it. They're going to learn today. You know, it's a big stick. They're going to learn it. But the big thing is, guys, I don't think Benchmade did it necessarily with malice. I think the mob decided that they were going to feel like they were doing everything wrong today. And I'll challenge anybody to debate it with me. Anybody's welcome to debate it with me. Anyone who left a comment on there can come on and debate it with me. That's fine. Anyone who wants to condemn Benchmade can debate it with me. I'll hear you out. I'll listen. But to say that what they did was tantamount to be ostracized from the community and they turned their back on the 2A community, I don't know about that. Because I've been in gun companies that have cut lowers in half. Should we get them too? Let me ask you a question. Where does it end? If a lower had to be destroyed, for whatever reason in a gun company, are they at fault? Should the mob turn and get them? If the lower was out of spec and it had to be cut in half, should we go get them? Let's not turn this whole gun thing into like a religious vocation. Because that's usually when it starts to get a little crazy. Let's protect the rights. Let's protect the integrity of the rights. Let's do all that. But let's not, let's not become fanatics. But I think that there's this movement to be so, right, that we're gonna have a mob mentality. And I challenge anybody to talk about it, but I believe a lot of this stuff it comes from attention-seeking behavior. It's an attention-seeking thing. Yeah, what's the right way to destroy firearms? Those firearms were seized and never claimed, so the disposal law says to destroy them. How do you expect the police department to destroy them themselves? Well, they could have. Caldy, they could have. Now, I agree. I do call into question Benchmade's decision to do it. And especially take a picture. I mean, what the hell was the police department thinking? Like, what was their big PR move to take a picture of them being destroyed? That I don't understand at all. And that's where that department's PIO, I guarantee, is getting raked over the coals. You know, I don't get the decision to take a picture of it. Back in Ohio, I've watched steel companies melt guns for the local LE. FL Matter, good thing there's not a picture of it, because the mob would get them with the tiki torches and, the pitchforks. They would come and they would turn on them. Let's get them. You know, I don't understand it. There's no need to publish it. Yeah, Scotty says the picture and posting was super stupid. It was super stupid. It was a bad PR move. That's a bad beat from Jump Street. And we talked about that today, Scotty. I know you're still working. Or are you off? You're getting close to off. But, it's the similar thing with Yeti. I know the real Yeti story. And it's a joke. But people have to stop seeing red. They have to stop seeing red. And I'll play the snippet one more time for you guys, because I think it's important. Oh, of course they do. Of course they do.
But there are certain people that are very flawed individuals that look to find people and attack them to take away some of the spotlight on their own flaws.
Absolutely.
This is a thing. This is a big part of virtue signaling, right? Like a big part of going after people in outrage mobs. As long as the mob is attacking someone else, they're not attacking.
This is the thing, guys. You gotta be careful. Pay attention. In this industry, we spend hours talking about how we're not sheep. Yet we still have a sheep mentality. And we still operate like sheep. Well, everybody said this. So I want you to fall in line with my opinion. Fall in line with it. We're the biggest sheep out there. The biggest sheep. I've come across very, very few independent thinkers in the firearms industry. Very few people that'll sit back and form, kind of like their own opinion. And I feel a lot of it's due to social media. And it's like we're the first people to say fake news. Yet if we saw it on Instagram, it has to be real. Saw it on Instagram. I see it all the time at protest. I know you see it all the time. I know you do. But I see it all the time myself. People like to be a part of something bigger than themselves. It's true. It's true. Everybody wants to rile people into a frenzy. Well, let's get it. Let's get a frenzy going. Let's get it going. You gotta have a frenzy. Gotta be mad about something. Let's get mad. Let's get crazy. Gotta have an opinion. Have to. Have to have an opinion. It's a big deal, guys. And I want people to take it into consideration. That's why the mob mentality is so dangerous. It is. And I think it could lead to us eating our own. Killing ourselves. But it's gotta stop. It's gotta stop. It's gotta stop. It has to stop. It has to stop. Everybody needs to take a step back. And that includes forming opinions good and bad. Nobody's perfect. Nobody. Nobody's going to do everything right. No one. Nobody is going to be the best voice to listen to. There's no best. But I do believe people can find a happy medium through getting informed, paying attention, not being part of the mob mentality. Just pay attention. Take your time. Make your decisions slow. When it's time to form an opinion, form an opinion. And make it a simple one. You don't have to get crazy. You don't have to get crazy. It's going to kick me off. I'll sign right back on. Maybe I'll give a prize away. I agree, Scott, and I'm going to get into that topic for the next 10 minutes. That's exactly where I'm going with this. So I'm going to come right back on. Okay. So, getting into that, why is being informed and making an adult decision so difficult? Why? Why is it so hard to get some education on a topic and take a minute? Thank you for tapping hearts. Thank you for coming back in. You know, we'll do another 10 minutes or so. But why is that such a difficult thing? I'll never understand it. I don't get it. It's easier to be sheep. What I find hilarious about that, Scott, is it's easier to be sheep in an industry where we pride ourselves. We're not sheep. We're not sheep. We're sheepdogs. We're sheepdogs. We own guns. We're sheepdogs. We're sheepdogs. We're in a society that has an Uber for everything. It's, you know, I stand by this and I swear by it, guys. We're the first ones to cry out fake news. It's fake news. It's fake news. It's fake. Everyone know the term I use, Scott. You want to know the term I use? Everybody wants to microwave that. Everyone wants to microwave it. But are you really a lone wolf? Are you an independent thinker? Do you really think independently? I think there's collusion. I think there's disinformation. I think there's rampant fakeness. But everybody wants attention. It's how can I get the most attention? And this guy went to a level to get that attention that he was willing to commit a crime. I'm going to read something, and Scott, I have to give you credit because you gave me this. So I have to give you credit. A little bit of a call out on our friendship. What's up, Abchick? It's sad about the whole Jussie Smollett thing. Obviously, I'm happy the crime didn't actually happen. But I'm sad that we've apparently reached a point where our victimhood is so virtuous that you'd risk absolutely everything to gain it. We've reached a point where being a victim is so glamorized that everybody wants to be a victim. Everybody wants to be a victim. So read that one more time to you guys. Actually, I'll obviously I'm happy that the crime didn't happen, but I'm sad that we've apparently reached a point where our victimhood is so virtuous that we'd risk absolutely everything to gain it. Yep. I would type it up and I would post it here. Because I think a lot of people would benefit from reading that slow. If you want to type it up, Scotty, I'll pin it. But, yeah. Yeah, but I think it plays into the victim thing. Because the victim thing is the microwave. It's very easy. Oh. I'm telling you, 2A. If you go to I'm too lazy. If you go and you start, this is something people are talking about. This is happening a lot in social media. People are talking about this. The mob mentality, the virtue signaling, what people are looking for, the identity stuff. It's deeper. This is going to come out. And I said this the other night. This is about, he wanted a bigger payday. He wanted to be relevant. He wanted to be heard. He was going to be heard. Well, he'll be heard all right. He's going to be heard. I don't know if he'll get time. I don't know that he's going to get time. I think he's going to get fined. I think Scotty and I are still optimistic about how this ends. I think he'd agree. I think he may face a really stiff fine. You know, he might get 30 days or something like that. It'd be similar to like almost like a contempt charge. He may face a really stiff fine in the end. But I'm telling you guys, 3 years is the max. I don't know. I'm still skeptical of all that. I'm shocked it's made it this far. I hope they make an example of him. I don't know that he'll get 3 years. I don't know if he'll get 3 years. What do you think, Scotty? I don't think he'll get 3 years. But we live in a time where he felt the attention was so much more important. It was more important that he was willing to put all that at risk to get the attention and to get that level of involvement in his cause, that he hired people. It's going to be interesting how it plays out even further. And it'll be interesting to see who was involved and on what level they were involved and how it plays out from here. But I think everybody knows it's not going to end well for him at this point. 18 months. I don't know. I don't know if he'll even get that. I don't know. I don't know if he'll even get 18 months. I'm skeptical that he'll do any time, maybe 30 days, something. I think he's going to get a bad fine because there's precedent for that. Wasting the resources, police resources, all that. Yeah, thoughts on Cortez telling Amazon to beat it. That's another thing. That's another case that stems into this. Social media, yeah, CNN's going to give him a news anchor job. I don't even know if they'll touch him at this point. The social media has proliferated a lot of this, guys. It's proliferated a lot of this. A lot. A lot. Social media has fed into a lot of this. And it's going to keep happening. It's going to keep happening. And what has to happen is stuff like this. I saw clips of his interview, how he didn't want to make a scene outside of his apartment. Yeah. It's going to keep happening, guys. Buckle up. Social media is going to continue to be a driver in a lot of this. Because how else do you make the news? How else do you get attention? If you can't be positive, you may as well be negative. If you can't be negative, you may as well go stage a hate crime. If you can't stage a hate crime, you may as well do this. May as well go do that. You can't deny that it's not scary. You can't deny that there's definitely some truth to it. They make it to make it. And he went for the perfect crime. There's no doubt about that. Social media is definitely the biggest thing, but I do think people are going to get smarter. I do think people are going to get smarter. I think people are going to start to get a little wiser each day to a lot of this, to the behaviors, to the tics. I think people are going to get smarter. I think that'll happen. But I think people will. I think people will start to question things. I think people should. You know, it's kind of like when you get out of the 6th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade. But Scotty, I think that this might be the beginning of a wake-up call to some people. It's not okay to cry wolf. What's up, Gunjitsu? It's not okay to cry wolf. It's not okay to do these things. We talked about this earlier. We'll talk about it when you get off. You can call me your whole ride home. It's not okay to do these things. And I'm hoping that in the firearms community, my big takeaway, a lot of people have asked me, what do I hope for this? I hope that in the firearms community, and I hope that in the 2A community, that people kind of look at the Benchmade thing and look at these different situations, and they start to look at things from all sides. But when I look at things, I see like the biggest sheep, not sheepdogs, the biggest sheep are in our own community. The biggest mob mentality is in our own community. And because of lawlessness will be increased, the love of many will grow cold. Matthew 24:13. It shows it's okay to lie for benefit. I'm gonna read the quote to you one more time. I'm gonna read the quote to you. This is important. Obviously, I'm happy the crime didn't actually happen, but I'm sad that we've apparently reached a point where victimhood is so virtuous that you'd risk absolutely everything to gain it. It's better to be a victim today. It's better to be a victim. Think about that. It's okay to lie to gain. It's going to make a lot of people pause. It's going to make a lot of people pause. Yeah. Gunjitsu's absolutely right. But what scares me, Gunjitsu, and I know you're just getting in, and we recorded this all, it's all up on the podcast, and you're welcome to chime in, It's like the Benchmade thing. And we talked about the Benchmade thing earlier. It's the mob mentality. Let's go get them, and I'm not going to buy their knives. What do you think? That's the first lower that's ever been cut? You think that's the first gun that's been destroyed? You think the United States government has never destroyed a gun? But just like we have this mentality in the gun industry, for whatever reason, of let's go get them. And they're anti-2A. Let's get them. I mean, seriously? Does anyone in here actually believe that? I don't think there's a person in here that believes that. But like sheep, because someone else made a negative comment, let's go and let's get them. Listen, you guys, there's a lot of fucktards in this business that proliferate a mob mentality. There's a lot of fucktards. I can name a few. Gunjitsu could name a few. There's a lot of fucktards. But you don't have to follow them. You don't have to join in. You don't have to make a jackass out of yourself. I mean, you know, it's like ridiculous. I don't know. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I can't believe I remember when we spoke earlier today. Yeah, I mean, I just think a lot has to chill. With the Benchmade deal, the lowers were going to be destroyed anyway, but it wasn't a good idea for them to do it based on prior examples set by Dick's Sporting Goods and Nike. There's no question, Gunjitsu. There's no question, brother. We all agreed about that earlier. There's no question. And I know some guys in here, Leo's, there's no question that was a bad call to take a photo of it and publicize it. If you were helping out the local department act out which there's no question Benchmade should have said, yeah, but it's fine. There's no question Benchmade should have said, you know what, hey, we don't want to do that on the premises. We'll give you the tools or we'll help you guys as a department. Here's a blowtorch. Here's a hacksaw. Here. You know, go do it. Do what you got to do. There's no doubt that was a bad look. It was a bad beat. No doubt. But at the same time, everybody in here is lying to themselves if they think that's the first time, you know, and the last time that guns will be destroyed. Well, guns will be destroyed. Shit, I've been in gun manufacturers that have destroyed lowers. But what I was getting at, Gunjitsu, and I hate it. In the internet, we have this mentality of like, let's get the pitchforks and the tiki torches and let's go. And let's go get them. Let's get the pitchforks and let's get the tiki torches. What they should have said is, I don't understand the picture at all. That's the one thing. I don't even know what the department was trying to get out of it. And if I'm that department, I'm sitting the PIO down, or the person that took the picture, and I'm saying, and I'm Benchmade, and I'm saying, now we can't work with you guys. We can't help you guys. We can't have you in here taking pictures. You know? First of all, I've worked in secure facilities with clearance. You can't have people in there taking pictures of certain areas to begin with. That picture never should have been allowed to be posted. You know? I've seen countless videos and people, it's probably a PIO. I've seen countless people destroy high points on the internet. Should we get them? Should we dox them? Let's dox them. Let's dox them. Let's get them. We're going to get them. I don't know. It's exhausting to me, guys. It's exhausting. We've spent an hour and 20 minutes talking about it. It's an exhausting topic. And I don't understand these people. I would go to Benchmade, and I'll probably do it. I'll probably look. And I'd look at every company and every person on there that comments with this holier-than-thou attitude of this is deplorable and this is gross and I'll never buy one again, and I'm going to look at all of them and I'm going to be like, huh, oh really? Okay. Well, that's great. Okay. That's great. There shouldn't have been a picture taken. No doubt about it. You know, but we just have this mentality in this industry, and I don't know where I don't get it. It makes me not love an industry I've loved so much for so many years, because it's getting to a point where everybody's like sheep and nobody has an independent thought. It's like, here's a piece of news, let's go this way. Let's go this way. Let's go get them. This industry needs a voice. This industry needs a new movement. It needs a new thought process. It needs stronger voices with the NRA. It needs stronger people. And it needs way stronger people than we're going to find on Instagram, or we're going to find taking Instagram photos. Are things going to change anytime soon? They're only going to change if you guys take the time to understand who you follow, who you support, who you put your weight behind, who else you get involved in the fight, and who you choose to promote as that voice, or as that person, or as that, proliferator of good thoughts. But it's exhausting. I think we're patriotic now. I think we're patriotic. We just have to be patriotic with this lose the whole, attitude of let's eat our own, let's kill our own, let's feast on our own, let's go after this one, let's go after that one. Let's get them. Let's get them. Let's get them. Let's get them. It's gotta stop. The naysayers, the shit talkers, the this, the that. Doesn't anybody get tired? Anybody tired? Well, we're coming on 90 minutes. I appreciate everybody. Everybody's been awesome. It's been a great live. It's a cool topic. We could spend all night talking about it. I appreciate everybody that goes ahead and likes and comments and tags on my last post. Oh my God, it's a mob mentality. It's got to stop. I'm telling you, this is being talked about all over the place. What's going to change in Semi-Auto Kit is people are talking about it. They're talking about victimization. They're talking about mob mentality. They're talking about all this stuff. No, Gunjitsu, you're fine. Go ahead on YouTube and you can watch the rest of it. I'd love to get your opinion on it, brother. I hope you're safe and good, and I appreciate you. So, Semi-Auto Kit, I'm trying, but I can't do it without you guys helping strengthen the voice, whether that's sharing the YouTube, sharing the podcast, comment and tagging. I appreciate when everybody does do that. I appreciate when everybody does share. I appreciate when everyone comments and tags. I appreciate everybody taking the time to do that stuff. What's up, brother? So when you do that stuff, it's super, super helpful. So keep sharing, keep tagging. Head over to iTunes. If you haven't head over to iTunes to download it, please do so. If you haven't taken a minute to head over to Podbean, if you don't have iTunes, head over to Podbean and download the podcast. I appreciate everyone's support. I appreciate everyone's help. And everybody who comes on here, Chuck knows I gave a prize away the other day. I'm trying my best to give away as many prizes and get the awareness out there, but I can't do it without you guys sharing this stuff and pushing this stuff out there in the space. I'll keep bringing you media as long as I feel like it's growing. I'm coming up on 1 million minutes listened to on YouTube. It's taking me a little time, but I'm passing about 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. But I need your help to support it. But this company needs this industry needs a fresh voice. This industry needs a fresh face. I don't know that I'm it. I don't know that I'm the answer, but it needs some fresh thoughts. And everybody's got to stop with this fucking eat each other mentality and this fucking mentality of I'm gonna get them. We're gonna get them. We're gonna show them. We're gonna be a victim. We're gonna do this. They cut up guns, so we're gonna go get them. It's got to fucking stop. It's got to stop somewhere. It's got to calm down. And people have to have rational thought and rational conversations. Don't talk about being a sheepdog when you're really one of the sheep. Don't. If you're not going to think independently and have an adult conversation, or you can't, get out of the fucking business. Get out. Get out of it. Because you're not a good fit. The industry wants innovation, but always bashed anything new and different. People included. Absolutely, Scotty. Absolutely. We eat our own. We eat our own. It's too bad. So I thank all you guys. Sorry I get a little fired up towards the end here, but it's got to stop at some point. And without the support and the appreciation of people innovating, of people doing new things, people doing exciting things, supporting people, helping companies grow, helping people grow, we're going to be in the same place we were. I have not seen the new High Point semi-auto kit. I'll get on it. Usually nighttime's my time to kind of troll around a little bit. But I appreciate everyone. I thank everyone. I'm gonna get off. Go ahead, like, comment, tag. Head over to the different pages. Please tap thumbs up on YouTube. Please help me out on YouTube, guys. A couple shares, everything. Please help me out on YouTube. It's helpful. Appreciate everything that you guys do. And I'll keep giving stuff away, and I'll keep doing these as long as you guys keep supporting it. And commenting, tagging, sharing. It doesn't go unnoticed. Getting more people in the lives. I see all you guys that share the stuff and the stories. I try to thank everybody. So I appreciate everyone. Hopefully I'll do another session tomorrow. I hope everybody's good. And I will talk to you guys soon. I appreciate it.